Writer's block can be frustrating. If you've ever struggled with procrastination, you're in good company. The two composers we'll be looking at today took a long time to finish some of their best-known music. But as we'll learn, some things are worth the wait. So let's take a closer look. In 1947, legendary swing musician Benny Goodman approached Aaron Copland about writing a clarinet concerto. Copland had just begun a tour of South America as a conductor and lecturer, so he didn't have the time to set to work on the piece until later that year. It took a few tries to get it right, but in August 1948, Copland wrote that the concerto was still dribbling along. To get inspiration, Copland had listened to Benny Goodman's records, using the swing tunes he heard as materials for the piece. However, when Goodman heard the work in progress, he insisted that it was too difficult to play. With Goodman's help, Copland was able to make the final revisions on his new concerto. It took Copland over a year to write the clarinet concerto, a considerable amount of time considering the piece only lasts about 20 minutes. The piece finally premiered in 1950 with the NBC Radio Orchestra, and it's influenced by jazz and Latin American music from Copland's travels. Today, it is one of the most important works in the clarinet's repertoire. Nearly a century before Copland's clarinet concerto premiered, a composer named Johannes Brahms was struggling to write his first symphony, a piece that took him almost 22 years to complete. So why the long wait, you might ask? Ever heard of a composer named Beethoven? Well, it turns out he had quite the reputation, even during Brahms' lifetime. He wrote 9 symphonies during his career, so if Brahms was even going to write one symphony, it had to be just as good. Brahms first set out to write his symphony in 1854, but quickly abandoned it for other projects. In 1862, he had finally sketched out a first movement, and in 1868, he sent a manuscript of the fourth movement to a friend for her birthday. Brahms probably had his reasons for sitting on his first symphony for so long. Perhaps it's because of the expectation of living up to the great Beethoven. Regardless, when the piece finally premiered in 1876, it was a resounding success. To hear what great procrastination sounds like, come hear your Ann Arbor Symphony Orchestra performing Copland's Clarinet Concerto in Brahms Symphony No. 1 on October 17th at the Michigan Theater.